Sarah Spencer with Vermont Chalky Paint, and I figured I would kind of take you around the hood here a little bit and show you where Vermont Chalky Paint is. I wanted to thank you for playing along with us for our contest. I hope you had a lot of fun with that. I know we certainly did. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about business because I noticed a lot of you had Facebook pages for your business, or you're just starting and maybe you're wondering, what do I do next? Well, I'm going to talk to you about two things. One is when fishermen can't go out to sea, they fix their nets. And the other thing I wanted to talk to you about was zig when they zag. And what I mean by that, this store came available to me last summer. I was walking my dog and I really had no plans of doing a store whatsoever. Vermont Chalky Paint is primarily online. We have our manufacturing in Hardwick, Vermont. We have our sales offices in Essex Junction, so I really didn't know about fitting a retail space into the mix. And of course everyone's saying, oh, retail's dead and all that. Well, I'm really finding that I'm having some nice success with having a store. And here's some of the reasons why. I'm just going to turn my camera around. So first of all, this is our block. It's the Brownell block, and it's just a typical, you know, hometown, homegrown kind of location. And what's great about it is it's very vibrant. I'm doing this on a Sunday morning because I didn't want to look totally crackers. This is a wonderful bakery coffee shop. So when we get going with our paint and sips, definitely we'll be getting coffee from there. Martone's, which is right across the street. Oh my gosh, their sandwiches are to die for. So when we do our make and takes and have our lunch breaks, just literally walk around the corner and we'll be able to go there. And as you can hear, there's a lot of traffic. So while it's really nice to be able to have online presence, there's nothing like having drive-by presence. So we have a lot of big windows and stuff. The other thing that was strategic about having Vermont Chalky Paint here is Fiore Bridal is right next door. And I'm going to show you a couple things that happened while we had our store. One is brides would be walking by and they saw our store, which is literally right next door to Fiore Bridal, and they said, oh my gosh, I really like that table that you have in the window. Do you rent that out? It's like, wow, I hadn't honestly thought about that. This is Vermont Chalky Paint's store, and this is the table that she was talking about. And she said, oh, wow, if you could rent that out, I would be so happy. Can you imagine the revenue I could get? Even if I rented that at like $150 a pop with wedding season going on, being right next to Fiore Bridal. Oh, baby, that was great. So here's our store, and a little back history on it. When I was a little girl, I used to buy penny candy at the store. It used to be known as Tip Top, which is kind of cool. Even the cowbell there, that's my mother used to ring that to bring us in. So this is Vermont Chalky Paint. It's a non-toxic decorative paint that's manufactured, made in Vermont. And we house our paint in these half-pint and quart jugs that we repurpose into these decorative tea light lamps that are awesome for weddings. So that's a couple of things that we do. Our paint and sips are all around this little jug. And our paint and sip parties are known as Show Your Jugs parties, and a portion of proceeds help to cancer patient support groups in the communities that we serve. So that's how Vermont Chalky Paint's a little different from everybody else. And in the next couple of days, I know it's been a really tough time business-wise. I'm hoping to send you more information as far as, you know, how do I sell my stuff? How do I get attention? I can't afford doing a big store like this. I know I felt that way. And really, you kind of have to zig when they zag. I talked to the landlord about this, and they negotiated a too good to refuse offer on this space. And I went for it, and I'm so happy that I did. Now, granted, I don't have customers coming in right now, but I'm really well poised for having customers because literally the train station is kitty corner. Let me show you. train station is kitty corner to our store. It's literally right there down the block. Bus station, bus stops right in front of the store. I mean, wonderful places to get a cup of coffee, to get some lunch. There's some excellent life goes on right around the corner. So, I mean, we are really poised to have incredible success for this year, and I want to help bring some success your way too. Now, you don't have to do a store, you don't even have to have a booth, but you have an online presence, so how can we help you grow that? How can we help you become a painted furniture professional? That's what I'm really interested in. It's more than just selling you paint, because it doesn't do any good. If I sell you a bunch of paint and it just sits in a stock room, what's the point of that? I want to teach you how to sell that paint and how you can be profitable with simple planning, simple strategies, and also philanthropy is really involved. I started Vermont Chalky Paint because I wanted to give back from day one. That's really important to me, and I know that that's important to you too, especially if you've followed us at all with Show Your Jugs and Vermont Chalky Paint. So the next couple of days, I'm going to just send you a couple of things that I found extremely helpful in my business that'll help you grow your business in 2021. So I hope you enjoy my free gifts. I'm glad that you played the game, and we'll be doing some more contests, I'm sure, throughout the year. And thanks a lot. Hope that you enjoy these little freebies I'm going to give you.
If you're here, it's either because your business isn't producing the results you need, or you're ready to step up your game. Maybe you're going from dabbler to dazzler. Hey, I love painting furniture, but I'm afraid to start my business. How do I build Facebook fans and convert them to paying customers? Or one of my other favorites, my competitors are undercutting me. I'm afraid I'll go out of business. Well, we've heard all of those stories, and that's why Vermont Chalky Paint decided to develop the Paint to Sell P4 system. We start with P1, which is our premium paint. We have all-in-one cabinet makeover kits that include everything to transform your cabinets from dull to dazzling. These Pro Packs go for $99 a piece, and they are a deal, especially when a customer is faced with having to replace their cabinet doors. This customer in the upper right was quoted $30,000 to replace their cabinets. One Pro Pack, 99 bucks, transformed their kitchen from dull to dazzling. We also have our 16 colors that come in 4-season sets: our January Thaw, Spring Summer, Harvest Market, and Vintage Holiday. Our P4 system is set up to give you success. Painting your kitchen is P1 with our premium paint. We teach you how to do that. P2 is philanthropy, paint and sip payday. We talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Staging that sells is our promotions, and P4 is plan. Paint your way to profit with an effective plan. We reached out to some of the professionals with painting furniture. Kristen Min averages $3,000 to $6,000 per piece, and here's what she had to say about Vermont Chalky Paint.
So with her, with the Vermont Chalky paints, it's super smooth, which is why it makes it perfect for cabinets. Because usually with cabinets, you don't want brush strokes whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could, but usually customers don't want cabinets with brush strokes. They want it super smooth, you know, factory finish type of thing. So this definitely gives you that. There's absolutely no brush strokes. So I don't know if you can see that, but it is smooth, like super smooth.
And now it has some graystone for the base, a little graphite mixed in, and now this is Brush by Brandy.
With this Vermont Chalky paint that I got, it's their January Thaw collection. It's a set of 4 paints. I'm using all the colors on this piece, and I'm going to start up here with my white. So I wet the surface. I usually always wet the surface with, you know, before I start a second coat. It's got a really nice sheen on it. Usually chalk paint dries to like a really flat finish, but this has a nice sheen to it.
So those are the kind words from Kristen Min and Brush by Brandy. And now, what about you? Are you ready to go from being a dabbler into a dazzler? Are you ready to be serious about your painted furniture business? We want to introduce you to this P4 system and give you the maximum chance of success possible. So why buy Vermont Chalky paint? It's a self-leveling premium paint. There's no sanding, no priming. It's non-toxic paint and clear coat, which is a non-toxic substitute for polyurethane. We store our paint in these half-pint and quart jugs that we repurpose into decorative tea lights during our Show Your Jugs shows. A portion of proceeds help the Cancer Patient Support Foundations in the communities that we serve. So we're giving back from day one. Our Show Your Jugs Paint and Sips on average are $35 per person. We've been doing some bridal showers for $199 for a bridal shower, and it really adds up after a time. We even do dress up your doors for people who are afraid of doing their kitchen cabinets and want some hand holding. $99, and we give them the Pro Pack, teach them how, and it's really successful in getting new business. Our Show Your Jug shows are low-cost, no-cost attention getters. In fact, we've been featured on WCAX TV with our Vermont Chalky paint. We do our Facebook Lives. Even from our vintage bazaars, we do transfer images and photos and how-to videos to showing our customers how to use our products. And P3 is promote. Now, we've already talked about Show Your Jugs, online classes, and vintage bazaars. Let's talk a little bit about contesting and managing your social media. So welcome to P3, which is promotion. Some of you may have come to us because you played the Color Your World contest. Well, this is where the magic happened with that. I use a program called Socialmonials. We had huge response to that contest, almost 4,000 views. And if you take a look at the contest, the way it worked is we asked people to sign up with their email address. That went into MailChimp, so I had a lead that I could be talking to later on. And they had to do several different things in order to get points. Many of them were to visit our joint venture partner, Redesign with Prima, to visit their website, like Redesign with Prima on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel. This was a wonderful way to grow audience and grow followers for Vermont Chalky Paint for people who may have never ever heard of us before. And look at this. These are all 452 targeted leads for us. It was a phenomenal contest, and I can't recommend Socialmonials enough. Super easy to set this up. Not only does it do contesting, but it also handles all of my publications. So if I want to sit down on a Sunday, I can say, hey, thought you might like to have a replay of the raised stencil class. Here you go. I choose Vermont Chalky Paint on Facebook. I choose Vermont Chalky Paint's Twitter. And I might choose Instagram. And on the right-hand side, I'm able to see how it's going to look in each one of those, which is super handy. And for hashtags, you can actually add a hashtag group. This is huge. I have a group that I'm part of on Mondays, and I can just add the hashtags that I need and put those hashtags in here. I also have different categories. So I have main, my blog, promotional, inspirational tips, and maybe I pose a question. These are all ways that I get engagement into my products and services. So for this one, I'm going to call it tips. And I can re-queue this, which means I add it to queue and it repeats either until I remove it from the queue, until a certain number of times it's aired, and then I just simply click add to queue. And then I can see all of the posts that I'm putting in right here from the queue. And you can see that the Valentine Vanity is going to be here. It's going to air February 23rd at 10 a.m. Now, how do I know the times for stuff to air? I use the schedule in Socialmonials. It's phenomenal. It tells me tactical overlay. If I click this, it tells me the most popular times to be broadcasting. So you can see I could use some more posts here. And so maybe what I'll do is I'll put an inspirational post here on Friday just to get people pumped up. And maybe I only want that on Facebook and Instagram. And then I hit save. And there we go. Really easy to get in here and do what you need to get done. I know this looks overwhelming, but I will certainly go through it with you carefully if you decide to go through P4. So a little bit about me. I'm Sarah Spencer. I am an award-winning internet marketer. I'm an international speaker for the ASBDC on Facebook and for Bucks. And the way this all started is I had a woman come to me and she'd seen me speak and she said, you know, I sell paint online and I make about $5,000 a month. And I said, wow, that's pretty good. You know, I can't imagine selling paint online. And at the time, it just seemed so bizarre. You'll go to a store, you pick up paint. But she was doing really well. And she said, but I think I can do better. Well, I sat down with her. We had a 30-minute consultation. I pointed her in the right direction as far as her domain name and putting blogs together. We did a before-after contest. And in 6 months, we took her sales from $5,000 a month to $16,000 to $20,000 on average for the next 2 years that we were working with her. One of the months was our biggest month. We had $43,000 in sales. We did a before-after contest that was hugely successful. And so she retired from the business, and I started thinking, well, how hard is it to make this stuff? So I partnered with my manufacturer, and we competed in something that's called the barn pitch to all of these investors, and we won. So Vermont Chalky Paint took home the coveted Vermont Teddy Bear Prize, and we got busy. We started putting our paint together. We went to the National Hardware Show. We even visited with Zach Giffen from Tiny House Nation and put these stools together for a veteran in 106-degree heat in Las Vegas. So we've had a great adventure with Vermont Chalky Paint, and we look forward to helping you get where you need to get to go. I put up this little chart here, and I like to have it on my phone just to keep me on task and keep my goals ready. You know, if you sold 9 parties a week of the Show Your Jugs shows for 18 hours a week, you could get to 6 figures. If 100 people buy a $1,000 product, maybe a kitchen makeover, maybe a piece of furniture, you just sell 8 of those a month. So this is just a way of putting everything into perspective for you, and you absolutely can hit your goals, but you gotta have a plan. So we have our bonuses put together for our P4, Paint Your Way to Profit. We have Paint and Sip Payday, which is giving back to your communities and doing it so that you don't sound salesy. Also, staging that sells. Next to having premium paint technique and choosing the right piece to paint, you've got to have great photos and staging. We'll show you some little cheat sheets and things that you can do on your apps, on your phone that are absolutely free that can help your furniture shine and make sure that it's looking good and that it sells. And bonus 4 is organizing your social media, doing some contesting, and helping grow your audience. So with all of your bonuses, you can also get the VCP stock, of course, all 16 of our classic Vermont Chalky Paint colors and 2 half pints and 2 quarts of each color. That's 106 units total. And it includes the 2 Greystone Pro Pack Kitchen Makeover kits and 2 State House White Pro Pack Makeover kits. Now, you can invest in this program. It's normally $3,296. Your price is $29.95. You can save $300 off of our regular price. And before you get too hepped up over this, I'm going to let you know there is a franchise out there right now. It's a crafting franchise, and their starting price is $35,000. Doesn't include inventory. I don't know what their training is like, but they want to make sure that not only do you pay them $35,000, but you also have an advertising budget, and you also are exclusively with them. So this has your inventory, this has your training, this has your social media all mapped out. It has your marketing calendar, it has contesting in it. $29.95. That is an incredible deal. But there's a catch. We're limiting the special pricing to the first 10 serious business startups, and it's by application only, because I got to make sure that you're the right fit for me. Because if you're just a dabbler, please buy the 4x4. You're going to love it. Dabble away. I'm looking for dazzlers. I'm looking for people who like to be involved in the community. I'm looking for people who like to be in the spotlight. I'm looking for people who like connection, and they want to give back from day one. They live their life with mission, with purpose, in service. Whether you want to help your Cancer Patient Support Foundation or your local church or your veterans group or a senior center, it's the best way I can think of to get your business growing and get you connected into your community, because connection is really what Vermont Chalky Paint and Show Your Jugs is all about. And you're sitting there saying, well, this is great, but I don't have customers right now, Sarah. Well, I'll tell you, if you do a dress up your doors party, you invite 4 people who need to have their cabinets made over, $99, especially if they've been shopping new cabinets and they see it's thousands of dollars, not to mention demo. For a weekend of painting, they can transform their kitchen from dull to dazzling, and you can help them with this. So it's a great way for you to get started with $0 out of pocket. You have them purchase the paint, I'll ship it right out to you, and you can get going for as low as $400, and you get the 4x4, and you also get the 4 season sets. It's an amazing deal. Great way to get started. This is great, but I don't have a store. Well, guess what? I didn't have a store until this past fall, as a matter of fact. I didn't need it. I did a lot of my Show Your Jug shows under tents, in festivals, at special events, and I loved it. It was a great way to go, and I sold all my stuff online. This is great, but I don't have time, my kids, my partner. Well, I'll tell you what, if you have time to watch a Fixer Upper episode, you have time to organize your social media and get busy with your business. This is great, but I don't have money. I totally understand that. But you know what? $8.20 a day. I go through the McDonald's drive-thru and I grab this meal just about every day. And I did the math on this. This is about $3,000 I'm spending, so I think I got to pull the reins in on this. And if you're doing the same thing, why not take that habit and turn it into growing your business for $8.20 a day? Aren't you worth $8.20 a day? I think you are. But I understand there have been some major, massive natural disasters that have happened, and a lot of people are struggling right now. I have a fast action bonus just for you. The first 10 applicants accepted into the P4 system will get another $1,000 off. That's right. You get the Paint Your Way to Profit, staging that sells, painting your kitchen, paint and sip, not to mention all of the social media marketing help that you'll get. The first 10, $1,995. That's less than $4 a day to invest in your business. It's a no-brainer. What are you waiting for? This is my father, and he always advised me, Sarah, nothing ventured, nothing gained. I'm sending you the same advice. What's the worst that could happen? You spend 30 minutes with me and you decide it's not a good fit. What's the best that could happen? You invest $19.95 and you find that you have transformed your life into a business you absolutely love. So what are you waiting for? Are you a dabbler or are you a dazzler? Let's help grow your painted furniture business right now. Go to vtchalkypaint.com/P4.html. We'll take care of the rest. Let's grow that painted furniture business.